His mantra, which I learned from the nuns in Ladakh, is Om Vajra Krodha Hayagriva Hulu Hulu Hompe. And I added a horse. The original did not have a horse, but Hayagriva was originally a Hindu horse god, and then it was incorporated into Vajrayana Buddhism, and I'm more familiar with the red three-headed Hayagriva. This is the black Hayagriva, and the 10th Karmapa also made images of the black Hayagriva during his activities. So now he is in Lijiang after finding the reincarnation of the Shamapa, and this book is written by the current Shamapa. So, Shunzhi, the first Qing dynasty emperor, conquered China when he was just 16 years old. Karmapa had a dream of a huge red snake surrounding Galtang. He told everyone in Lijiang about it and then decided to move to Gangkar with his entourage. So Lijiang is in modern-day Yunnan, and they used to also have a lot of Buddhist kings who invited Karmapa to visit and stay there. Later, General Liu Chi indeed arrived suddenly with an army of 70,000. In addition, a bad disease ravaged the population, which the people called the Ghost of Qing dynasty. Karmapa painted a tanka of Wu Tse-Chenma, the glowing goddess, and he made many wishes. He composed and conducted many prayers to remove disease and war. Subsequently, the Chinese army left and the disease subsided. When the seventh Shamapa went to see Karmapa, the latter paid him homage by singing the seven-branch prayer while playing the guitar. So I was also recently empowered for the seven-line prayer of Guru Rinpoche. I didn't know that was a separate thing, but yeah, like there's Guru Rinpoche, the deity, and then there's the seven-line prayer. Separate. Okay, that is chapter 34, and then chapter 35, free of politics. After more than a year, Karmapa and Kuntu Zampo left a place they were staying, and Sharmapa and many Rinpoches later joined their group. The Iron Mouse year 1660 in Galtang. Karmapa and Sharmapa together conducted a big ceremony for Tibetan New Year, also known as Losar, for the year of the Iron Mouse, 1660. Situ Tulku, Pawa Tulku, Palmo Shabdrung, and all these people, together with the Lijiang king, participated in the pujas. In the area of Galtang, there were many poor people and refugees after an attack by a Chinese general. Karmapa helped the homeless and the displaced. The Chinese had set fire to some monasteries, and Karmapa helped to rebuild them. Karmapa recognized the son of a family in Galtang to be the reincarnation of a certain person. He was born the 7th day in the 2nd month of the Tibetan calendar, and he was named Norbu Zangpo. At that time, Karmapa received a letter with an offering from the Emperor Shunzhi of China, so that was from the Qing dynasty. During this time, Karmapa taught the 6 yogas of Naropa, the 5 teachings of Mahamudra in the Drikung Kagyu tradition, the Mahamudra transmission, and written instructions of the first Karmapa, as well as many other texts like the Diamond Sutra. Karmapa made a red crown with his own hand, which he described as a adorned and extraordinarily shaped crown. He then conducted a ceremony which he offered it to the 7th Sharmapa. Karmapa painted a tanka of 16 arhats and gave it to Prince Tagchi. Karmapa then printed a set of the collection of Buddha's texts. He also ordered a set of Chinese-style boxes for each volume. By his own hands, he sewed the straps for the boxes, decorating them with precious stones. 2 generals arrived with a small band. The Emperor of China had sent them to deliver a gold letter to Karmapa. The 2 generals became devotees of Karmapa. They even advised him how to write an appropriate reply to their emperor. The Karmapa undertook many restorations in the Galtang area. He also sculpted some statues. Among them were human-sized statues of the 5 Buddhas, the statues of the 3 Buddhas, past, present, and future, and one 2-armed standing Avalokiteshvara statue. The king of Tarlam, Karma Tenzin, received from Karmapa instructions on how to meditate on the nature of mind. He later gave up his family life and became a very good meditating Lama. A reply from Emperor Shunzhi in a gold letter arrived together with many offerings, including some from the Empress and the Crown Prince. In the letter, the Emperor stated, "Now I will make you a new seal. I will also designate a permanent messenger between us. He will relay the correspondence between us every year." Carlos says hi. Alok Kumar says hi. The emperor wanted to offer the Karmapa the spiritual leader of Tibet title, which was replied, and then which was also offered to the 5th one, and then the 10th one said, "I have no interest in worldly titles. I don't need them." The 6th, Situ Rinpoche, however, beseeched Karmapa, "You must accept." He said, "I don't need these things. You people are after the Chinese silks and brocades. As for me, in my wisdom, I see the lakes in China filled with human blood." Chapter 36, Lineage Teachings Transmitted. Karmapa continued to teach and paint. He made a tanka of the Chakra Samvara surrounded by 5 deities. Above the main figure were Atisha and Dromtonpa, Panchen Sakya Shiri and his disciple, and an Indian Mahasiddha. Underneath Chakra Samvara were the 6-armed Mahakala, Zambala, which is the wealth god, usually seen yellow, but sometimes also white on top of a turquoise dragon. So he painted them in Nepalese style. After Losar, likely the Iron Ox year 1661, the celebrations were over. The youngest prince of Lijiang renounced family life. He became a good monk, choosing to do lifelong retreat. Karmapa met with monks from Tibet and China. He met with everyone who came to see him, lay people, local kings, ministers, dukes, and lords. At that time, some visitors traveled all the way from India. They were Indian acharyas. When the acharyas heard their native tongue spoken from Karmapa, they were so astonished and happy that they touched their heads to his feet. Karmapa gave gold coins and footwear to these travelers from a faraway land. At the same time, some monks arrived from China. In their company were scholars and professors. They were very learned on the teachings of the Lotus Sutra. Chinese bhikkhus from Qinglei also journeyed to meet Karmapa. The written characters were similar to a form of Sanskrit. These groups from China addressed Karmapa as Shifu, like Kung Fu Panda, I guess. He also calls some masters Shifu. Karmapa gave them hats, shoes, and clothing for their travels. In Galtang, Karmapa built a temple. The architecture closely followed the Lijiang style. He declared, "Whoever visits this temple will not go to lower realms. I guarantee it. Moreover, the people will connect to Avalokiteshvara. By the blessings of this Lakhang temple, may diseases, famines, conflicts, and wars not happen in this area." When the reincarnation of Gyaltsab Drakpa Choyang was 3 years old, he was enthroned in this temple. Later sometime, Karmapa contracted the flu. His appetite started to wane and he became thinner. Karmapa wrote a letter of prediction for his future reincarnation. In addition, he appointed Gyaltsab, saying, "Gyaltsab Norpu Zampo should take care of my seat monastery in Serpu. If you can continue to maintain and take care of it properly, then the lineage of genuine Dharma will not disappear. In order to make this happen, I now make an auspicious act by declaring here that you, Gyaltsab Norbu Zampo, are my son." He gave him his prayer beads, a full set of his clothes, and his religious relics, among other things. He then told Gyaltsab's mother, "Act like now you are my consort. My attendant shall support this person who is your son." Then he wrote a full letter that he has passed this on. He gave this letter to the king of Lijiang. However, the attendant requested Karmapa not to leave yet. It's not time for you to leave yet. Please live. Because high masters can control when they pass on and stuff. So that's the context. He then gave Karmapa the empowerment of Dorje Nampar Jompo, a water purification to expunge the contamination of sinful people. Karmapa recovered and became well again. In response to the attendant's request, Karmapa made an orange hat. When Gyaltsab Norbu Zampo became 8 years old, Karmapa enthroned and crowned him with this orange hat. He gave him the different vows. Lineage transmissions were also given at this new temple once it was completed. And here we have an image of it. And I will end things here. Thank you guys so much. And one interesting thing I learned today was that the Qatar leader, Sheikh Hamad Al Khalifa Athani, passed away 2 weeks ago. I don't know why I learned about it today. But yeah, it's a very dramatic rise of a Gulf state, and they seem to have a lot of infighting because I only saw one of his sons hold his casket, but I also could be mistaken because I'm not familiar with the next generation. But yeah, each of his wives had like at least 7 to 8 kids. So that is the competition. Oh my gosh. Thanks, guys. Take care.